All right, man, we back. Goodfellas Sports TV. Let's talk some NBA. If you didn't catch our live stream yesterday, check out the NBA 101 playlist. The last one I did, we talked about a little bit about the draft. Some of the guys I like, some of the guys I thought was overrated. We talked about some sleepers. It was a good stream. It was on there about an hour and 30 minutes. So make sure you check out the NBA 101 playlist for the live streams. Check out the NBA Talk playlist for the video version. But I appreciate you for tapping in. Make sure you share the video. Best way to help the channel. If you haven't, hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. We talk NBA, NFL, college, basketball, football, MMA, boxing, the whole shebang. So try to be a one-stop shop, music and entertainment too. But yes, we have some things. The Clippers interested in Rondo. We got the Warriors talking about trading the number 2 pick to Orlando for Vujovic. But let's start off with the Houston Rockets saying that they are not interested in trading Ben Simmons for Houston is not interested in James Harden for Ben Simmons. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. And I mean, you got to put something extra in there. I think with Ben Simmons, he's not the player that James Harden is because everybody put a premium on scoring. But as far as James Harden will continue to be a point guard, Ben Simmons is a by far better point guard. But you need James Harden to sell tickets. You need James Harden to put up those historic numbers. He is the heart of the Houston Rockets, and guess what? Russell Westbrook, and Ben Simmons ain't a good backcourt. So if you were to trade James Harden for Ben Simmons, you probably go want a Tobias Harris, an Al Horford back, or a few picks for the future, or just pick this year, and you're gonna want more than Ben Simmons. Also, you got to move Russell Westbrook first because you can't have Westbrook and Ben Simmons, 2 non-shooters playing in the same backcourt. So, I mean, if I'm Houston, I don't do that either. You know what I'm saying? I just can't do it because I need more. I need picks to help rebuild. I need players to help, fill out. I need a center. So Al Horford got to be a part of the deal. So, I mean, if a Philadelphia, you bring James Harden there, I mean, ain't nothing going to jump there unless you trade Joel Embiid or you get Joel Embiid to commit to staying in shape and not still eating McDonald's. I mean, Nikola Jokic, shout out to him. He got married as well after the bubble. He changed his lifestyle around. He was a guy that was stopping after Taco Bell after games, and he came back for the bubble. He was in amazing shape. For Joel Embiid to be 300 pounds, you ain't Shaq. And I'm surprised how Shaq was able to be in his prime and not cut his weight and be as durable as he was through the 2000s, because he wasn't when Shaq got to LA, he got bulky. When Shaq was with Orlando, he was running the floor like David Robinson and guys that today like Anthony Davis and stuff of that nature. When he got to LA, he just put on a lot of weight, a lot of muscle, a little bit of fat. And Joel Embiid, he doesn't have the durability or the strength or the good frame of Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal got the frame of them really, really good old school cars that was built for metal. If you have some of these Kias or these plastic Chevrolets or Fords they're making, smash against them old school cars, it won't be a dent in the old school car, but the little plastics will be all, crumbled up and stuff. So Joel Embiid got to get down to be honest, every year he should get down a little bit less. He need to be at least, man, to be nice 260. And then as he get older, he got to get down to 250. It's no different than being an adult. When you in your 20s, you can carry extra weight. So if you, 250 through your early 20s and you nice and stocky or got some muscle, as you get to your 30s, then you got to start getting down to 220. And after you kind of get in your mid 30s down to, 210. Because as you get older, your joints and your knees and all that, your back, it can't take the extra weight. When you're young, I used to go out clubbing all night, drinking the whole nine. And, I used to go work out in the morning, lift weights and, do my college homework and stuff. I got older. I can't do that no more. I go out there and get drunk. I'm in the bed until like 1 p.m. If you lucky, if I can get up and use the bathroom and drink some coffee. So, Joel Embiid has to, make a commitment that Jokic made and get his weight down. If you tell me Joel Embiid cut his weight down, especially with the foot injury, to be on 260, 250, he going to be the most dominant dude in the league. He got to do it the right way. Not just drop the weight and look flat. You got to have some muscle. You got to, wake them fast twitch muscles up. But, you can bring James Harden there or not. if you don't get the most out the lesser, in my Pimp C voice of Joel Embiid, it won't matter who you bring there. Joel Embiid either has to be moved for some commodities that's going to make the team better now or in the future. So bringing James Harden over there with Joel Embiid, it's not going to make him a healthier player. It's not going to make him a guy who's going to be committed. So if Joel Embiid don't get committed, Philadelphia 76ers would be smart to shop him now. But also some wonders if Ben Simmons could be committed. It's been talks he missed games about being hungover and he ain't working on this jump shot. He's not working hard enough, And when you in your 20s and you work for all that money, you play in the field, can't blame Ben Simmons. But you can't have a situation where Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid ain't, on their P's and Q's. So, it was some talk Elton Brand wanted to trade, Ben Simmons, but the 76ers majority owner wouldn't let him make the trade. So, their majority owner is not Michael Rubin. I forget his name, but Michael Rubin, I think he's also the owner of Liz too. But, I mean, just talking about if that trade would help either team. You bring Ben Simmons down and you have to move Russell Westbrook. It's just a fact. So you got to move Russell Westbrook. I don't know where you move him to. I have to see who else they put around him. But right now, for the young Silas, the new coach they hired, Paul Silas' son, not a good move right now for him. So I would say, let me know what they do around Ben Simmons in Houston. But don't forget, Daryl Morey is now over the 76ers and the guy who legitimately lost the NBA like hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions of dollars, by his tweets about China. He still got a job. I don't know, but we know if he had this complexion for the selection or darker, he wouldn't be getting a job. He wouldn't be in the NBA. But for Philly, let's say you did just give up Ben Simmons for James Harden. It's going to be more than that. It's all about what they do around him. You got to find a way to get a shooter, out there. You got to find a way to get Joel Embiid in shape. And if Joel Embiid going to be the same Joel Embiid he's been and not be committed, I mean, you got a guy in James Harden that's going to get you through the regular season. But if they're going to be carried through the playoffs, Joel Embiid is going to carry him through the playoffs. So I don't see either team doing nothing. At best, I see Philly maybe coming out the East, but getting beat up by somebody out the West. But I don't think Joel Embiid can be healthy enough. This is a guy, when they did make the playoffs a couple years ago, he still had to have load management. So, 76ers probably should just, if you had to ask me who would I trade, it would be Joel Embiid because just his health. But it's at the point where that trade ain't going to make neither one of them championship contenders unless you can throw a LeBron or Kawhi Leonard or somebody like that over there with him. But yeah, some talks about Rajon Rondo having some interest in the LA Clippers. He opted out from the Lakers, and Laker fans like, why? A lot of Laker fans tell me last night in chat they hope they get Cash switched in from Michigan State, and I think he can be a potential Rondo. I like him. I can see that helping the Clippers. They need a guy who can facilitate the offense and run the offense. And right now, they don't have a pure point guard. Kawhi Leonard's kind of being that Scottie Pippen guy. Grant Hill point forward. And I think he's an okay playmaker. I don't think he's the greatest playmaker, LeBron, or, a guy like Isaiah Thomas, Magic Johnson. But I do think they need a guy that can make plays for him. I think Rondo is a guy that can facilitate, set up, Kawhi, set up Paul George. And I think you can get him for a good price. I think he can be the difference a little bit. But they still need more help than Rondo. But I think Rondo is a huge get for them. Or a pure point guard. They just don't come, as much as they used to. But, I mean, if you get Chris Paul there, that would be nice as well. But, Rondo is to be the cheaper version. He's not the scorer that Chris Paul is. But, Rondo is going to be able to take the ball out of Kawhi and Paul George's hand. They'll be able to, move off screens and move it out the basketball and be able to get easier buckets. So when things break down, he's able to get Lewis a shot. He's able to get Kawhi and Paul George a shot. And that's part of the problem. They need a center in the middle. But, yeah, I like the prospects of Rondo going over there. But, for them, they got to make a decision in L.A. We know Paul George and I think Kawhi can opt out after next season. So do your best. So you say look at Montrezl Harrell, Lewis Williams, and Patrick Beverley and try to trade them somewhere like the Knicks and bring a few players and try to build a team around Paul George and Kawhi. You look at, trading Paul George and try to build a team around Montrezl, Lewis Williams, and Kawhi Leonard. That's the $1 million question. And, they need a guy in the middle. They need a young guy in the middle. Thomas Bryant from the Washington Wizards, Mitchell Robinson from the Knicks, possibly Andre Drummond. They need somebody like that in the middle. But they got an uphill battle. But I think Jerry West is one of the best, the best in the business to do it. I think he'll be able to get them together. But Rondo will definitely be one of those guys that can put it all together for the Los Angeles Clippers and be part of the solution. The other part of the solution is finding somebody that can man in the middle. You move Patrick Beverly to the bench. You move Montrez and back to the bench and Lewis Williams. It'll be nice. But if you can get few players for Paul George, let's say you move Paul George to Philly, you're able to get Tobias Harris back, or maybe a Josh Richardson or Al Horford. You get some of those guys back. Maybe it will work. Get a pick back. You have get some picks back as well. That might work. Al Horford is a guy who can defend in the middle good enough. He can pick and pop, pick and roll. You get Tobias Harris, he can spot up. So it might be interesting to see what they could do. But the Knicks, they got a lot of young talent that they can't tap into because they the Knicks. I mean, the Wizards got some young talent. Maybe you could do Paul George, Bradley Beal. I mean, probably have to do something else, but they holding on to Bradley Beal like a mug. But we'll see. But you have some talks about the Golden State Warriors as well, trading number 2 pick for Vujovic from the Magic. I like Vujovic. He the modern day big guy. But does the Golden State Warriors need another scorer? Vujovic ain't the greatest defender. You know what I'm saying? I think they need more Mohamed Bamba. Shaq West, I got he don't be saying nothing. I'm balling like Mo Banga. You know what I'm saying? He don't be saying nothing on that song, but he do bang. But maybe they should get Mo Bamba. They need to get more than Vujovic for the second pick. I would go with Mohamed Bamba over him. I mean, you look at their roster. Man, because you're using Aaron Gordon. I mean, sheesh. It just ain't enough. I like Vujovic, but for the number 2 pick, sheesh, you can go to the Pistons and get Christian Woods in the number, 7 pick from the Pistons. She didn't get Derrick Rose instead of getting Jeremy Lin back over there. But for them, no, he's just not the guy for them. They need a guy that can defend the rim. I know Mo Bamba ain't proven, but shoot, you gotta develop personnel and players so they can develop him. He's exactly what they need: a rebounder. He probably getting stronger, a guy that can catch lives, a guy that can defend the rim. They need a Ben Wallace down there, bro. They need somebody that can really anchor the paint. That was the only problem they had. The biggest problem they had, they didn't have a guy that can anchor the middle of the paint. So if they can find a guy to anchor the middle of the paint, I believe it'll be nice for them. I mean, a Clint Capella, a Rudy Gobert, somebody like that. Maybe you go to Utah and trade the number 2 pick for Rudy Gobert and the Jazz pick this year. I mean, Gobert will be perfect for what they need. And maybe you can send Andrew Wiggins over there. So you say Gobert, Draymond, and you get their pick this year. So, you can end up with a guy like Sadiq Bey from Villanova and, really not miss a beat. So that's just my synopsis on it. But, hey, let me know what you guys think about everything we talked about. Ben Simmons for Harden. The Rockets didn't like it. Also, Rondo back maybe to the Clippers and, all that good stuff. And, talking about the Warriors trading number 2 pick to the Magic for Vujovic. I just don't like the fit for the Warriors. But, hey, let me know what you guys think. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. All our social media links in the description. If you ever have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request, hit me up there. You want to advertise on the channel, hit me up. Twitter's the fastest way. Also, we got a Facebook group. That link's there as well, too. Want to make a financial donation, Cash App, CJ Good 313, PayPal, link in the description. Best way to donate to the channel is share the video. Check out my Detroit channel, Motor City Sports Talk, right here on YouTube. Check out my backup channel, Goodfellas Sports TV 2.0. One time for the one time we go.